Everybody, it's Videobob. We are here in Branson, Missouri at one of the biggest, best movie car collections in the world. It's the Celebrity Car Museum. Okay, we're here at the Velvet Collection. I'm here with my good friend Scott Velvet.
Hey, what's up?
This is your collection of movie cars. And I thought I had a good collection of movie cars. You have probably the biggest collection of TV and movie cars that I've ever seen. And not only that, you have some of my cars and props in here too.
Absolutely.
So you're a customer and a friend. We've known each other for a long time. And I know there's been a lot of guided tours through here, but none of them I don't think have included you.
No, I generally don't,
So,
except for you.
Yeah, so Scott actually acquires the car. You have a good relationship with the movie companies, you know, Cinema Vehicle Services and some of the other places where you get these.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what people don't understand is while the movie is in production, they're in contact with you, getting prepared for you to take possession of the car even after the movie wraps up.
Absolutely.
So he gets stuff that nobody gets. I mean, just like, well, for instance, right behind us, you know, the Ecto-1 Ghostbusters. I was in the 2016 Ghostbusters, and even while I was on set in Boston, you were already making deals on getting all the movie cards. So even with Rust City Ghostbusters 3 going on right now, I've been in contact with Jason Reitman before the movie, and I know everything about the movie, but I can't talk about it. And you know, you're already on the ball with that. We're already trying to get a hold of one of the 3 movie cars. But anyway, before you even step foot in the museum, there is plenty to look at outside. So we're going to take a quick guided tour with Scott and look at some of the stuff that you can look at for free just by stopping in the parking lot. Let's check it out. One of the first things you're going to see from the road is this GMC Stripes Rv. So what is this thing?
It's actually from the movie 31. Rob Zombie made the film, and you know, Sherry Moon and her crew kind of cruise the country in this, and this is kind of the catalyst and the beginning of the movie is them rolling in this crazy RV.
Now, you should take this thing out on the road. You know, when you've been shopping around for a bus and an RV like mine, why don't you just roll out in this? This is ready to go.
You know, I've actually driven it to a Comic-Con before, and it doesn't drive too bad. It fires right up every time.
Well, you know, these were manufactured by General Motors as a single vehicle. It's the only RV that's ever been made by a vehicle manufacturer that wasn't an RV manufacturer. And this is the one they used in Stripes and a lot of other movies. And they're pretty solid built. They're just small.
The show must go on, or the show must goon.
Yeah, the show must goon. So this is one of the first things you're going to see, and you can see it for free at the Celebrity Car Museum. What else you got in this parking lot here?
Well, we got Tony Soprano's rental van that he was escaping in the final season down to Florida with.
What, this Mercury here?
Yeah, you
Oh.
can see the camera mounts on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, these are always things you can look for movie cars, camera mounts that are mounted under the sides and the front. It's been so long since I've seen the show, I don't remember this, but...
Yeah. This right here has had several famous owners. Frank Sinatra bought it new, and then he sold it to one of John Wayne's guys, and it wound up all over the country, up in Alaska.
So it wasn't in a movie, it was just a celebrity-owned vehicle?
Well, they finally used it in the movie American Folk.
Oh, okay.
And I wound up buying it from the director.
I see. Sweet. I like a sweet van. Now look at this short bus, the barn burner.
Yeah, this is Philip Seymour Hoffman's vehicle from Twister.
Wow. Yeah, thing.
And you can see all the props are inside.
I'm familiar with a short bus because I rode one to school. Because I'm special. Wow. Yeah, I've got quite a few friends that are big into Twister. They love Twister, and they've built Twister replicas.
This actually resided at Planet Hollywood for the longest
Wow.
time. They even made a fake Honda generator.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
PVC and yeah.
Wow. I don't know if that's genius or just cheap.
This is just mine.
It's just an old
just
beater.
My work truck. Yeah.
And making your way up the hill here. Here's some Jurassic Park stuff. Now, I built a Jurassic Park Jeep on our television show Screen Machines. It was episode 5, I think it was, or 4. I forget which episode it was. But so we've done these before, and I know that they're a lot of work.
This is Chris Rakowski's old Jeep.
Okay. This one, is there any story with this one or just a replica?
No, this just came from one of the guys in the motor pool areas.
All right. And then, well, I noticed over here you got another Sahara Wrangler, and I'm like, wow, that'd make a perfect Jurassic Jeep. What's up with this? No show.
Yeah, this one actually, George Jones bought this this one brand new at Harpeth Ford down in Franklin, Tennessee, and
Dude,
it's
this
only
is
got 50,000 miles on it.
This would be a perfect Jurassic Jeep.
My dad bought it from George back in the 90s, and then it sold, and I wound up getting it back here recently.
Man, I want this Jeep. I'm taking it with me. And of course, we have one of many mystery machines. I've got a few of these old vans laying around. And yeah, can't have too many mystery machines. What's the story with this lifted
Well,
small penis truck?
Right? And
Wait, this is from Bruno or Borat?
This one's from Bruno, which was.
I don't remember this in Bruno.
Yeah, he actually drives it across the deal. Yeah.
I should remember it. I've seen Bruno so many times. Here's a little bit of trivia. I used to work for Vinnie Paul from Pantera. One of his favorite movies in the world was Bruno. I cannot tell you how many times we came home from the bar, 3 a.m, and he put on Bruno and played it at full volume, and he laughed his ass off at it. So.
Are you sure it wasn't Borat?
No, it was Bruno.
Bruno, the second one.
With the bicycle, with the yeah, Bruno. I was like, why do you like this movie?
Because everyone loves the Borat.
He loved it.
But for some reason, Bruno.
Borat was great as well. They were both, had the baby OJ.
Yeah, you can see here when he's dressed up
Oh,
like a
yeah,
hunter.
okay. That's right.
When I got this, he was doing it as a charity deal.
Okay.
And so he's like, and I will include a letter with the vehicle. And I was like, okay.
Oh, did you meet him and talk to him?
I just talked to him.
Okay.
And so he sent me this letter on his letterhead, and it says, "Enjoy my truck. I like sex."
Well, who doesn't? All right, here at the front of the museum, as you're making your way in, there's a couple of very notable things out here. I guess we can't, glaze over this. This is the Answer the Call 2016 Ghostbusters with the girls. Now,
this was one of 5 cars that was built to promote the movie because they wouldn't allow the actual movie cars because they only had 3.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow them to go out and go on tour. So what they did is they did a deal, Sony did a deal with Lyft, and they put one of these in each of their major cities.
Okay.
So there was a Boston, a New York, a San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And they actually ran these around, and Lyft did the promotions, and then they'd go and they'd do all of the... So, I think Mariah Carey's been in this car.
Oh, wow.
They had, lots of famous people that were promoting the movie.
Well, I shot on the set of Ghostbusters 2016 in Boston. I was there for 6 days. I was supposed to be there for 3 days, and Paul Feig asked me to stay for an additional 3 days for pickup shots. So you'll see me when they're catching the dragon, and when they first walk into the venue, I'm walking behind them. So I'm in there wearing my trademark outfit, but looks like they've got... So this right here, I can tell you what this is. This, because I have a forklift. This is a forklift propane cylinder that goes on top, and I don't think that's necessarily correct, but... these were fairly common, 84, 85 Cadillac Fleetwoods, and it's a pool ladder. And, I did a scene with Ernie Hudson, kind of a parody of the scene where Patty and her uncle are saying, what did you do to my car? So you could find that probably on my YouTube somewhere, or maybe I'll stick it in here. But anyway, a lot of people didn't like the Answer the Call Ghostbusters. I liked it. It wasn't as terrible as people made it out to be. But I know that everybody's going to be much more happy with the new Ghostbusters. So if you like the Ecto 1 or the Out of Time or any of the license plates you see on the cars, they're all for sale inside the gift shop. What am I looking at here?
This is actually a screen-used vehicle from the TV show Legion. It's an X-Men shoot-off. And it's got the Audrey Plaza from Parks and Rec in it. And it's just an oddball vehicle that they used in one of their episodes.
As a prop builder, what's the car under there?
It's a Volkswagen Vanagon.
That's what I was thinking it might be. And I know how they built this. They just built this with blocks of foam. This covering is called Styrocoat. You spray it on, and it's a sprayable plastic you put on foam to make it hard. And they just carved this out of blocks of foam. It was probably pretty easy to make, actually. And then they Styrocoated it and painted it. Because a buddy of mine does that. Very, very cool. How do you get in? There's a hatch up on top?
This opens up.
Oh, okay.
Like a gull wing.
Yeah, talk about limited visibility. What's up with this tow truck?
This is the tow truck from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, okay.
It's Teller Morrow tow service, and almost all of the main characters drove or rode in this truck throughout the series.
Wow.
It was kind of like a set piece. You always saw it.
Do you use it as a tow truck once in a while?
Every now and then.
Because, you know, it looks totally usable.
Oh, it's totally usable. I mean, when my flatbed won't do it, then I'd go pick it out with that.
So, and we got another short bus here.
This is one of my favorite vehicles. It's the Dumb and Dumber screen used short bus. And, you know, who can forget when Harry met Sally? Or when
Harry met Lloyd. This is funny. That is a short bus.
It really is. My favorite part was when
I gotta back up.
ran into it, and then he runs and hits the back door, and he goes, "It's so short."
Yeah. And right next to us, this is something that I've done many times. The A-Team van. Let me back up and fit this thing in here. And now, is this one you bought, or is this one that you built?
This one I bought.
Okay.
A guy out in California did it.
I've done, there's a YouTube video you can watch about how to build an A-Team van. I've done a couple of videos on it. This is a really good looking van. The bumper looks good. The GMC grill, those are hard to get. Should be a little loopy here. That's missing, but whatever. Can't help myself. Of course, doesn't have the right mirrors. Nobody ever does the mirrors, but I don't begrudge anybody with that, because I've never done it either. But good luck. Why do you keep it outside? You using it as a van?
Yeah.
You just running around town with it?
And I just don't have room inside.
Yeah, well, that's true. We got to go inside because you have hundreds of cars in there. Let's go check it out. When you first come in, you're going to see walls and walls of cool stuff for sale. All the license plates of all the cars, collectible toys, all kinds of stuff. I mean, you got a heck of a toy store here for people that are into movie cars. Because if you're into movie cars, I mean, like, just the plates. Not, you know, my buddy Travis makes these, and he makes all the plates for us as well. And you have the biggest collection of them, I think, anywhere in the world, and for sale. So you can just come in here and get them all. But I mean, if you're into toy cars, collectibles, you know, I happen to know for a fact you were with me when you got this. I got Ernie Hudson to sign that for you.
Yep. So,
you know, the stuff's legit. But lots and lots of toys. And you said your admission is cheaper than all the other events around here.
I think we're pretty much the lowest in town.
Yeah.
At $17.95, it's really not bad.
Oh yeah. Well, to see a collection of cars like this, it's worth it. Okay, as soon as you come in, first thing you're going to see is this mystery machine right behind me, and you're going to start moving to your left. Now, here we have a Knight Rider car. Now, I know these intimately because I've done like 6 of them, and we did one on our television show Screen Machines. I think it was episode 3, and which is something that me and Scott have in common. See, to explain kind of how we know each other, and we'll get to my car later. You had a reality TV show called Game of Pawns.
Correct.
It was on Discovery?
Discovery.
Yeah. And I had a show called Screen Machines. So both of us have had reality shows that no one has seen.
Yeah.
we're
really big in Botswana.
Yeah, we're huge in South Africa, France, Australia, places like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, somewhere in Kenya, there's a shrine to me. But he got one of my DeLorean time machines, which we're going to get to at the end of the trip. And that's how we got in touch with each other, because you were needing some help with the car, and we're going to work on the car. So some of these cars are replicas. Some of them are screen used and movie used, and some of them are celebrity owned, and some of them have really interesting stories. So we're going to take a guided tour through the museum with Scott, and he's going to explain the history of all of these. Now, we've all seen Kit on my videos, and this is really no different than one of the kits that I build. Very good looking car. This is available for photos, right? You can do photos?
Yeah, all the cars in the museum, we do photos. It's like $10 to sit in any of them.
Oh man, that's a deal. Because when are you going to get the chance to do that? So this is the original Knight Rider that ran for the 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 6 seasons. And then there was this reboot thing. And I'm not even gonna, is this a screen used car, or is it?
Screen used. It's only got 1,300 miles.
Yeah, well, go ahead and crush that car, because I don't like it. And then what's up with this Shelby with Trump riding in here? Got a Shelby bike. Is it just a unique car? I remember when you got this car.
Oh yeah.
What was the story with this car?
I'm pretty sure this car came out of Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure that this was the rollerball car, but it is actually just the lowest mileage Shelby in the country. It's signed by Carroll Shelby.
Yeah, I remember when you got it, it was a pretty rare car. And then this is some Miami Vice action going on over here. Is it now? Is there a story with this car? Anything?
This car we just got from Charlie in Gatlinburg.
Okay.
So we literally just set it up.
I've been to that museum. And let's see. Well, point out to me anything in particular that you want to talk about.
I mean, just for example, this might look like a pile of junk here, this old Lotus, but it's literally a shell that was hanging up in Planet Hollywood. This was the special effects car that they put onto the Hard Rock Cafe during the filming of that movie.
I see. This is Dr. Seuss golf cart.
Yep, Cat in the Hat.
Okay. Sorry. And then Twilight. Now, I got to admit, I have not seen the movie Twilight because I'm straight. So, okay. I won't go into that too much. True Blood. I like this 83 Civic. That's a classic little Civic.
Yeah, there were 2 of these cars made for the film.
For
the filming. And this is one of them. Screen used also. Suki Stackhouse. That was her main mode of transportation throughout the TV series.
This thing is cool. It's a little gem.
This is actually Riggs' favorite car.
Really?
It's the Howard.
Now tell us who Riggs is. It's for the people who don't know.
Riggs is a guitar player for Rob Zombie back when the music was great.
And he works across the street at a tattoo parlor. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So if you want to get a tattoo of this blue gem car on your leg, Riggs will put it on you.
It's a Howard.
It's a Howard.
He doesn't actually do the tattooing. But yeah, the whole premise of the movie is this Howard car. It's got the H there. It's got the logo on the back, the Howard across the front. And what it was is Larry David was one of the main guys of this company. And right before this car was released, he told his partner to screw off. And then it made billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he went into hiding.
Standard on that show. Now, I get asked about the Wraith all the time, the Charlie Sheen Wraith, which this is Wraith 2. So what's the story with Wraith 2?
This is the Wraith 2 car. A gentleman, John Watson, was a fabricator, and he did lots of crazy stuff back in the day. And John Watson got a hold of one of the stunt bodies from Wraith, and he turned it into this. And then this was like his prototype car, and then he pulled a mold off of it, and he dubbed it the Wraith 2. He shortened the rear end a little bit. It kind of looks like a Jaguar XJ220 now, but he built the car in hopes of doing Wraith 2. When they never did Wraith 2, then the project was kind of put on the back.
Is there a real car under there, or is it just a shell?
No, this is just the shell. This is literally one of the stunt bodies that was cut down.
Almost looks like a Countach windshield wiper on there or something.
It actually has a Ferrari Boxer windshield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so that's why I've never replaced that cracked windshield.
No,
because you can imagine what that would cost. But yeah, I'm hoping someday to either put this together into a running, driving car or sell it to someone who will. I also have the molds and the rights to build the cars.
Wow. So what is this thing?
This is actually a screen-used trailer and .3 prop that was used in Twister. Carrie Hughes, who was the protagonist in the film, that was always like beating him to the punch and so forth. He drove the black dually and pulled this behind it, and so this was like his Dorothy. He kind of stole their idea. And he ultimately gets sucked up by the tornado along with this at the end and dies.
All right. We got some Herbie Fully Loaded over here.
This is actually the two-wheel. I think they call it the ski car.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got the hydraulic ram in the back with the extra wheel, so it'll come up on 2 wheels.
Oh, that's cool. And then Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Right on. Party on. So, man, these cars are, when you see it in person, you don't realize just how wide of a car, it's just a wide, flat, hideous car. What was the story with this thing?
This is actually one of the screen used cars. There was more than the one. There was the one that Pawn Stars had, and then there were others because they had them for both movies.
Okay.
And there were multiple cars. There were
Is this from the second one or the first one? Do you know?
I believe it's from the first one. It could have been from the second one.
Is there any of the props inside, maybe?
No.
This is a second unit car.
Yeah,
this
is a second unit car.
Like they'd use it just for rolling down the road.
Exactly. But all of the cars, including that one, wound up at Paramount Parks.
Okay.
And that's where this came from. It's still titled to Paramount.
Now this thing, for my Jurassic Park fans, this thing is pretty legit. Tell us about this Jurassic Park Explorer.
This is actually the screen-used Explorer from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where you see it's flipped over in the jungle after years. It's supposed to be the original one from the first film. And so you can see it doesn't have the roof cut out because they didn't need it because it was upside down. And we haven't had a chance to put it into an area and flip it over yet, but eventually that's our plan.
Get you a big dinosaur on top of it.
Yeah, we put blue on top of it, and and Chris Pratt.
This is genuine movie dirt.
Just to stress it up to make it look burned and rusty, and when it's buried in the ferns, it looks way different.
Yeah. Wow. I love this mini Warthog. Now, I've ridden in the actual one that Weta made. You can find that in my older videos. But what is this? The Halo experience?
This is actually a Halo drop pod that was created for the release of Halo 3. When after they did the initial release, they took this back and they automated everything and put a bunch of pistons and hydraulics and turned it into a ride. And so it's actually dropping you from the outer atmosphere down to the convention center. So for $5 you get to ride in it? Yeah. That's cool. That's interactive in here. I love it. And oh wow, there's a big Halo character back there. Wow, I've killed a lot of those guys. Just a little bit more Jurassic Park stuff. Got a big T-Rex and a Velociraptor there, and I believe this is a car from Universal Florida, isn't it? I think so. I think that's where it came from. Yeah, it was a Universal prop car, and yeah, the T-Rex is awesome. I know people love Fast and Furious. Absolutely. It's one of the things that keeps people coming back because we always have a rotating inventory of Fast and Furious stuff. Both of these were screen-used cars from the Cuba race in Fast 8. Vin Diesel drove this. He pulled all the panels off the car to essentially make it lighter. And he finished the race with the weight of his ego was holding it down. He had to take the doors off to make up for fitting his head in there. Or that. I've never watched any of these movies, I gotta be honest. People would be shocked to find that out, but it's true. I've never seen a single Fast and Furious movie. Vin Diesel's gonna personally kick my ass. And more Fast and Furious 4 truck. This is a new take on a dually. Look at that. That's badass, actually. I really like that truck. That's cool. So tell us about this stuff. Well, this is from Fast 4. This is the truck used to steal the tanker trucks. Okay. They were stealing tanks of gas down in... that sounds reasonable. Yeah, I mean, that's what the big long thing there is for. This was from Fast and Furious 7, and ultimately Vin Diesel runs it head on into Jason Statham. Wow. What kind of car is this? What is this? This is a 70 Roadrunner. Wow. And all the purists will hate it because it's got an LS3 in it. Yeah. Which means it runs. Which means it actually goes. What is it? I've never seen this vehicle. I don't know what this thing is. Will Ferrell's from Land of the Lost. Oh, I didn't see that movie. Wow. It was actually kind of funny. Oh, I'm going to have to watch it. That's a cool... What is this thing? It's a Land Cruiser. It's a Land Cruiser. I just never seen one. All right, now we all recognize this. This is I've seen a lot of General Lee's, but not this one. This is the pre-Cooter number 13 car from the 2005 movie. Now, by pre-Cooter, we mean we mean underage. No, they literally labeled these cars like when it's shiny, it's post-cooter.
I see.
When it's like this, it's pre-cooter.
I like this roof. So this was a car that had a driver that sat on top with a cage to hook up to those hydraulic lines, right?
Right. They called it a RDV car.
RDV. Okay. Ooh, we're getting a real exclusive access.
Okay. This car was originally a post-cooter car.
Oh,
post-cooter. It was originally shiny, and then they.
I gotta get my flashlight out for this, guys.
But look at all of that, and look at the hydraulic pump.
Wow, and it was all hydraulically operated. Yeah. Originally a green car, but wow, look at wow.
RDV #1.
And then, what's this little badge over there?
Oh.
Let's get a look at that.
JEM Effects is who built it for the show.
And the traditional Dixie horn.
Yeah.
That might be the original engine in it.
That's a 360 actually.
Oh yeah, I'm a dummy. I have many of these engines, the same ones they put in the Monacos. It's a standard 360. Would have normally had a 2-barrel on it. Wow. What's up with this little motorcycle?
This motorcycle was Nicolas Cage's in The Rock. Actually, it was a pizza guy's, but he knocked the guy off the bike in the movie and stole it.
What a dick! Terminator 3.
Terminator 3. It even has the bullet hole coffin.
Got the bullet holes. Now, isn't there one of these at Volo?
Well, this originally came from Volo.
Oh, it came from Volo.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, throw you under the bus or anything.
Oh,
but
no. It's got the deal where
the tow rig.
Tow rig.
Yeah. Okay.
And there were several of these because they were different stages of distress. By the end of the scene, the whole roof's gone.
That's true.
And so this one's got bullet holes on that side and rips where the person was like digging.
It reminds me of the one that was in Ford Fairlane. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember Freddy Krueger was driving it?
Yeah.
No, thanks. I brought my own. I always love that scene. We got a taxi here with some bullet holes in it.
This is from Inception.
Inception.
Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Oh, yeah. Now, who was driving this?
I'm not sure.
Here's the scene.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been so long since I've seen the movie.
Me too.
But I think it's cool that you have the videos playing with some of the cars so that they can, kind of verify what's going on and kind of remember what's happening. What? Tattoo?
This is actually a promotional car that they did for a giveaway back in the 70s.
Now, so many of our younger fans have no idea what Fantasy Island is, but Fantasy Island was a huge, huge television show with Ricardo Montalban and little Hervé Villachez, who played Tattoo. It was such a huge show that everybody, trust me, your mom and your grandma, everybody watched the show, and it looks like they made this was like a little Monte Carlo or something. No, it's a Plymouth.
A Plymouth Velara?
Yeah. Anyway, that's just cool. Okay, this is from Logan?
Logan? Yep, this was one of the raver vehicles that chases Logan around in basically what was Wolverine 3.
Now, what is this thing? It's like a
Jeep.
Jeep Cherokee or something? Or?
It's a Cherokee, not a Grand Cherokee, but the regular Cherokee.
Okay.
But it's got the triple stage shocks, and it was actually built as an off-road racer.
Man. And then we've got some stuff from Breaking Bad.
That's Mike's car, the one that he got shot. Walter
White
shoots him.
Yeah.
You can see the blood in the passenger seat.
Oh, we love Mike. Mike's like my favorite character on Better Call Saul. Yeah. He's the best. And then we got, now this is James Brown's personal. Brown. Huh! Jump back, don't touch my car. Ow! 92 Mercedes. All right. Yeah. And here's a movie no one watched. Yeah, okay. Let's move on.
And there's that.
And there's that. And yet more Vin Diesel. Triple X.
This is one of the screen used cars that was built by Eddie Paul.
That's close parking, dude. Like, really? Like, wow. They say that certain cars are just extensions of men's penises.
This one has
this actually has the extensions on it. I like this purple. That's a really good plum crazy pearl, It's a nice color. I like it. Triple X. That is a pretty car. John DeLorean had no idea when he was making the GTO and he invented the stacked headlights that he would have missiles coming out of them one day.
Well, and this one also has every James Bond gadget that you can imagine.
Oh, wow.
From the tag flipper to the missiles in the
Whoa!
back.
I did not expect all of that in there. That's, wow. Holy.
The seat is on a hydraulic ram where it flips down to reveal the spear gun and some grenades.
That's badass. Looks like a couple of the grenades are missing. Wow, that is badass. What's up with this wagon?
This is
74
actually really
Pinto.
cool. Like, I love Pintos, but the Pinto wagon is by far the best.
Dude, I would straight up drive this. Is it tubbed in the back too?
Yeah, it's got a 289 in it.
Wow, I would LS this.
Oh, yeah.
I would drive this. Dude, I would so drive this. This thing is badass. I mean, the Pinto got a bad rap for being a, you know, explosive piece of crap, but and whoa, I love the vents and the the louvers. What? I'm actually in love with this car.
This is one of those 1970s George Barris creations.
Oh yeah, there it is. My buddy George Barris.
And
Yeah.
if you look right here, there's another plaque on the back.
Yeah. Probably. Oh yeah. Yeah. Wow. I might have to take this car off you. You don't want it. You don't want this car.
I don't want any cars. I'm so tired of cars right now.
I've done checkers. What was this checker in?
This was actually in Percy Jackson in the second movie. It was the Chariot of the Damned or Chariot of Damnation, and it's the one that the three Fates drive, and the main characters get in the back.
This Egyptian looking.
I mean, it's got literally all kinds of high tech stuff.
All right, let me grab the flashlight. This is the stuff that people see. No other tour of this place is going to give you this because you're never going to see this stuff. Wow, what a tiny fuel cell. Yep. Man, couldn't go very far on that.
But all of the different special effects stuff.
So yeah, this was just for interior lighting. That's what that is. Because that's just a 12 volt. They probably had some neon or something going on in there. But wow. Check out this beam. What's that?
Interesting trivia about this car. The gentleman who made this car, Jeff Budnick, is the vehicle supervisor and the creator of all the cars for Supernatural. He also did.
Speaking of which, and this one you don't have all the knives and stuff in the back.
Now we do have the weapons box.
Oh wow, that is a nice. I'd like to just have that in my trunk.
It's convenient.
You told me you got a ton of money into this car because you were saying that the 67 in particular has things on it that's different from all the other Impalas. Like you pointed out, these bumperettes.
These things right here, you can pay upwards of $2,500 for a set now.
Yeah,
and
so
I mean they're like $130 new.
If you find a junkyard or something, somebody needs to repop all that. Because I got to get one of these. I've never even seen the show, but I got to get one. And people would think that I like seen every TV show, but I'm so busy working, I don't have time to watch TV shows all the time. Oh, okay.
It's got like all kinds of funky stuff.
I've got a checker at my shop that I'm working on right now. And it looks to me like they had some screens or something back here.
And see all the props that are glued to the dash?
Let me see, let me throw a light on here. So yeah, there's some kind of screen going on back here. Boy, this thing is nasty. Like in a cool way, though.
Yeah. Gotta admit it look that way.
Yeah, no, I've got checkers. There's a lot of stuff. Jesus. Wow. A lot of detail. Batman. There it is. Can't have a car museum without a real Batmobile in it.
How?
Pow! Bang! Nice little bat cycle there.
Zap-'em van from Men in Black.
Okay.
And we've also got, this is actually an interesting vehicle.
Yeah, we kind of glazed over this Spider-Man SWAT van.
What's so cool about this was used in The Amazing Spider-Man, and in one part, the villain gets thrown into the side of this, and it flips in the air. So what they did is they took the engine and transmission out of this thing, and they put rams underneath. And so when he gets thrown into the side, this goes flying up in the air and comes down. Come check this out.
Okay.
Foam wheels and tires.
Oh,
It's just sitting on jack stands.
wow. Wow, completely. That is. Wow. It's interesting. Yeah, those are latex.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they won't be around in 50
But the front ones will.
Front ones are good because we use it to steer.
Wow. Interesting. So, wow, you've got the collection of supernatural stuff.
These are all screen-used supernatural vehicles. In the Four Horsemen episode, this was Pestilence's car, and you can see all of the napkins and stuff on the dash. It's because he was just sick and snotty and
gross.
And it was just gross, and so they used this AMC Hornet, which is equally gross. Here is one of a fan favorite. This is actually a true SS Chevelle.
Nice.
And this was Bobby's car. This was the hero car throughout the series, all distressed up and everything. But underneath, it's actually an actual SS car with all of the numbers matching. Over here, we have Castiel's Pimp Mobile. Now that car was driven by it was driven by Sam, it was driven by Dean, it was driven by Castiel. It actually has hydraulics and a sound system.
It's hard to beat a Lincoln. So, Transformers. More than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye. Now, actually, this is my favorite car of the whole museum. Barricade from Transformers 1. It was specifically built by Steve Saline for Transformers 1.
Nice.
It was actually going to be the main hero car, and then General Motors came by and said, hey, Michael Bay, here's $20 million. We want all of the cars that are...
We'd like to turn our Volkswagen Bumblebee into a Camaro.
Well, right, exactly. They're like, we want all of the good guy cars, all the Autobots to be GM.
Imagine that.
That's what they did. And so then Steve Saline finished this car, and he actually built Bumblebee because there was no 2010 Camaro back in 2007. There was only a prototype. So General Motors gave him GTOs, and all of those first movie 2010 Camaros were built on GTOs.
Wow.
And Steve Saline built them. So he actually built Bumblebee and Barricade,
wow,
which were the arch enemies for that movie.
That's cool.
From the latest Transformers named Bumblebee, when Bumblebee first crashes to Earth, his first iteration, the first vehicle he scans and becomes is the Jeep Willys. And so then comes this whole battle sequence between him and the army, and right as he's dying, he scans a yellow Volkswagen, and then he becomes that. So,
these are screen-used cars, or are these?
Both of these are screen-used.
Wow, these are actually from the film. Wow, that's
this
awesome.
This one still has the CGI markers on it.
Oh wow, yeah. Tell us about Death Race.
Death Race is probably one of our more popular cars. This car was actually the hero car that Jason Statham drove in the first Death Race, but it was subsequently used in the second and the third Death Race. It's the only vehicle to survive all three movies. They built 6 of these cars, and only 2 of the Mustangs survived. There was this one, which was the hero car, and then there was the bullet hole car, which our friend Rusty has down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And those are the only 2 Mustangs to survive.
And one of my favorite movies, Robocop. Now, I have one of these Robocop police cars sitting on my lot. This was from what, Robocop 3, right?
Yeah, this was a Robocop 3 movie car. Now, this is screen used. It was given away by Dark Horse Comics in the 1992 or 93 San Diego Comic-Con. And so it's actually in not very good shape because it was a real movie car.
Because it's a Ford Taurus.
Exactly.
I have
and then
one.
We've got the Ed 209, which came from Orion's warehouse. It still has the Orion property stickers all over it.
Wow, that's cool. I need one of those in front of my shop to keep. I need one of those, at my house. Keep away the door knockers, the solicitors. Yeah. We're not interested in your product. You have 10 seconds to comply.
You have violated John 3:16.
Now, we all love Walking Dead. I love me some Norman Reedus. I'm not going to lie. I'm gay for Norman Reedus. I watch his Riding with Norman Reedus motorcycle show. And have you seen his show?
Oh, yeah.
I love that
amazing.
show.
It's amazing.
And on one of the episodes, he was down in LA, went to Melrose Avenue, and he went to a place called the Great Frog of London, where he got some rings and stuff. And I went in there and I went crazy. I spent a ton of money in there. I bought rings, I bought my wallet chain that people see me wearing all the time, and that's where I got that, from watching the show. And then I watched another episode recently where he went and hung out with Rob Halford, which is my other hero. So I'm gushing over Norman Reedus. So let's check out this badass motorcycle. All right, what are we looking at?
This is actually a 1982 Yamaha, but it's been totally customized. It was actually customized to Norman Reedus' specs. He literally drew out on napkins and things and corresponded with Classified Moto, who built the bike for him. And when they finally had it right, when it was finally the way he wanted it, they delivered it to him on set down in Georgia, which there's a picture of him on it. And he liked the bike so much that he introduced the people to his producers, and they ordered the two that are used in Walking Dead from Classified Moto.
Wow. Man, I need one. I'll take one. I'll take it.
It's actually a great running, driving little bike.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I've never been into the cafe racers that much, but I would ride that.
It's actually still titled in his name. Don't come get it.
So, Gotham Police.
This is actually a real GPD car used in the Dark Knight Rises. One people might notice, these are also the same cars that were used in the Dukes of Hazzard for the Georgia State Troopers. Same color scheme. They literally, when they got done doing Dukes of Hazzard, they went to Chicago and wherever they were filming.
Changed the stickers out.
Changed the stickers out, and they became the Gotham.
Yeah, they're just cop cars.
Yeah.
Cool. I recognize these Rockstar rims because I have the same rims on my Dodge Dually. What is this truck?
This is Gerard Butler's truck from the movie Gamer. And in the movie, people can control prisoners in prison. Like, you pay money and you can control them.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So you're playing against each other and killing people. So anyway, he breaks into a parking garage trying to escape. And he finds this truck. He gets drunk the night before, and it says ethanol only here, which is a prop. And then he throws up into the gas tank, and that's how it's powered for the movie.
so he's got so much alcohol.
PGA.
He's got so much alcohol in his system. He throws up into the gas tank, and that's how he gets it. That's you're an alcoholic when.
Exactly. Now this looks like a Dodge, but it's actually a Chevy.
Yeah.
It's chopped in the front, chopped there, extended here, chopped off on the rear end. So weird one.
Wow. Yeah, but I recognize those rims.
There's some pictures of him during filming and stuff.
I'm gonna have to check that movie out. And then more Fast and Furious. I got to be honest, I'm not a whatever these kind of cars are fan, but I know people like them.
Yeah, the tuner cars are really big now, and I think they're going to be the next collectible thing.
Classics.
You start looking at Supras now and NSXs. They're already through the roof, but they're going to be the next, Hemi Cuda or whatever. This car right here was driven by Jesse, which was played by Chad Lindbergh in the very first film, and this was the death car. They had 3 of these cars they used in the film, and this was the one that they pulled up in front of Dom's house, and then the guys went by and shot it with machine guns, and you see the bullet holes going down the edge, and that eventually resulted in Jesse's death, or did it? They just never showed what happened to Jesse. Okay. So a lot of people have been trying to resurrect him for a later film.
Are these both supposed to be the same car, or are these 2 different cars?
Oh no, that's just mine.
Oh,
that's just mine. That's a replica.
Just one of your extra cars. Yeah. I mean, they're all technically yours. I mean, except for Norman Reedus' bike.
Right. Don't come and get it. This right here is my favorite knock-around vehicle. It runs and drives great. This is the mystery machine that was used in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And this year it's going to be really popular because they're coming out with the sequel to that. And
surprised they haven't asked for it back.
Well,
to borrow it.
You know, I was talking with Kevin Smith about it, and he said, you know, he goes, that thing sat in my wife's mother's house forever in the backyard, and she just kept on complaining for me to get rid of it. And then eventually Ming from Comic Book Men, he put it up on eBay, sold it to a guy in Canada, and I wound up getting it.
Wow.
I showed up at a show in Columbus, Ohio, and Jason goes, he comes over, he's like, man, that's the real deal. And he gets on the phone, he's like, Kevin, you wouldn't believe what's sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, yeah, good riddance.
Yeah.
But I've got
I saw you sign the dash too.
Yeah, all the guys have signed it, and I just love it because it looks so rusty, but it's all painted on. They even used a Dremel tool down here to cut rust holes.
Oh yeah. What year is this one? This is a
67 or 69. I can't remember.
Yeah, I've got a 66 Chevy sitting behind my building.
Yeah, this is a Dodge.
Yeah. Wow. So you have like 3 mystery machines.
Yeah, I had 4. I had to get rid of one. I had to do the purge.
You have a problem, my friend.
I do. I do. If there's a lonely movie car out there, then I'm the place.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, if you are a Fast and Furious fan, this is like your fix.
Well, we always keep a lot of Fast and Furious because most of the people that come in, they come to see our new Fast and Furious cars. This right here is one of our latest additions. It's the actual fastback used in Tokyo Drift, the 3rd installment. And what makes it so special is there were, I think, 6 made. I think 3 survived, and I've been trying to get one forever. I mean, they're just hard to find.
Wow.
No one wants to let go.
You're stacking them deep. You're literally double stacking cars.
Sometimes you gotta stack them. That's the always evolving 370Z from Fast 5 that Gal Gadot drove. What's her name? Gal.
I have no idea.
Who plays Wonder Woman?
Oh, I don't know the name. I don't know.
Gal
She's hot.
Gadot.
The hot chick.
Gal Gadot. Is that right?
I can't say it. I don't know. And the Who, got the Grinch's car.
Screen used Whoville car. Yeah, it's.
This would be great for a Christmas parade. I bet you should, if they did something like that here, that'd be great.
As long as we weren't slipping on ice.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. It does. It snows here, doesn't it?
Exactly. We get out and do some drifting with the Grinch.
Oh yeah. It's like a golf cart or something, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a golf cart. Looks fun though. I'm sure it's available in the gift shop.
Yeah, absolutely. But it says anus tart.
Yeah.
Which supposed to say is a new start.
Yeah, a new start.
And this is driven by the character Tobias in Arrested Development.
Wow.
And I just love that show. I mean,
it's a cool little car.
Ron did a great job
Yeah.
with it.
It's awesome. Speaking of anus tarts, we got Hannah Montana.
It looks like it was hit with a wrecking ball, but actually this is all painted on damage.
Yeah. Oh, look at the segue on you. This is back before when her mullet dad was still proud of her. Before she started dancing around naked and, licking things on stage, but whatever, It's just an old F-150, right?
Yep.
I didn't see that movie because, well, I'm straight. And we got some Robocop remake. I have a bunch of props from the new Robocop as well. The new Robocop is treated in the same regard as like the new Ghostbusters. Now I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
great,
liked it, but the fans. And now, this is an awesome. I love the way they did the top lights on the car. The design of the thing is amazing. Like I would drive that, faux show. That'd be good in traffic.
That's it.
And then more Fast and Furious, Furious 7. This is like a box Caprice. What is this thing?
Yeah, this was Tyrese's car.
Tyrese, okay. I don't know.
Gibson.
I don't know the movie, so. All right.
This was used in the final scenes of Furious 7.
Okay.
With Tyrese and Paul Walker and the skyline. There's a whole thing, and if you haven't seen it, it's too hard to explain.
Now I'm digging on this Elvis Cadillac.
That's a Cadillac
it's a '74 Cadillac, which I was born in 74, so that's, you know. Now, I got a TCB right on my arm there. Now, we have a Elvis connection. Now, your dad, let's tell people about your dad, the name Velvet.
He was friends with Elvis. He was lucky enough to meet up with him in the early years, back when they were both teenagers.
And he had his own hits, too. He had a couple singles out.
Yeah, Dad was a singer back in the 50s and 60s. He toured around with everyone from Buddy Holly and Dick Clark and all of those guys, and he just happened to be friends with Elvis, so they would same hometown.
How come Elvis didn't buy him a Cadillac?
He bought him a Mercedes.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's okay then. All right. I was going to say. Yeah, because, you know, I love the stories about Elvis buying Cadillacs and then just giving them as tips to waitresses and things. Death Proof. I love anything Tarantino does.
This is a beautiful car here. This is actually going up at auction on the 31st.
Oh, really?
Out in California. Yeah, this was the interior shot car. There were two of these Mustangs made for the film. There was a 70, I think it was a 72 and a 73. And one of them, this one, has, like, you notice they put the chrome tape around to simulate, to make it look like the other.
Oh, I didn't even notice that from standing back here. Yeah, it's literally chrome duct tape, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good trick. I'm going to steal that.
Exactly. This is the interior shot car, so the interior on this one is just immaculate.
Wow. And I'm really digging this American Beauty Firebird. Why, if I was going to go out and troll for young boys, this is the car. No, this was a great scene in the movie American Beauty. He shows up, he says, "I rock." He tells his old lady, "Hey, yeah, you know, I'm going to live my dream." And it really was a pivotal moment in the movie. And for a lot of people, I remember discussing the movie with my buddies, you know, being like, "Hey, you know, this dude's right. You can sit there and work this slaving job, or you could, like, go after what it is that makes you happy." And that's what this was for the character in the film. And I don't know, I've always been a Firebird guy too. Mega Force.
The world's most cheesy movie.
The world, yeah.
I mean, I remember it from the 80s, so it must have had something. I mean, it's no more cheesy than the A-Team, the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like one of those Stephen Cannell kind of, you know, I mean, it is what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here's an H.G. Wells time machine. Now, I know that this is, you know, a replica somebody put together for you. But I'm going to give you a little bit of trivia because we're moving into the Back to the Future section.
Okay.
And the creators of Back to the Future were inspired by the H.G. Wells time machine, and they didn't get this quite right. It's supposed to be a red, green, and yellow. The time circuits on the dash of the time machine are that color combination because of the controls that were on the time machine. There should be just like some Edison bulbs there. And those are forklift strobes because I recognize them because I use them on the Ectos. Yeah. But basically, that's where the idea for the time circuits came from.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Now, before we get to the time machine, I mean, how do you not love this guy? And whereas he's known from Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, where he is my favorite character is in Weird Science.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm willing to bet that this is probably the same bike. But I don't know. This is from Mad Max 2, Road Warrior, yeah? And so the character actually rode that bike, right? So do you know anything else about it?
It was screen used. It was obtained in the early 90s by Planet Hollywood from the vehicle coordinator for the film. And his name is Barry. And I've spoken with him about the bike. He remembers the bike. And he asked if it still had the kangaroo seat on it.
And now we're going into the Back to the Future section. Well, let's start with this motorcycle here from Back to the Future 2. Now, I know you're giving the tour, but I also know that this was built by Gene Winfield, our good friend. Dude is like 90 now, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And not too long ago, a year or so ago, Gene was at the Autorama in Dallas, and I went to see him, and he was cutting the roof off of a 55 Cadillac with a Sawzall because they were doing a build. And I was there, and I go, "Hey, Gene, you remember me, Videobob?" He goes, yeah. And he goes, "Stop flapping your lips and get over here and help me cut this roof off." And there I am, wearing a $500 Robert Graham shirt, helping Gene Winfield saw the roof off a Cadillac. It was a great moment in time because if only for a minute I got to work with a legend. But I was talking to him. I go, hey man, I got a '55 Eldorado sitting at that shop that all we needed was the fenders off it. If you want the rest of the car, come and get it. You know. But anyway, what a magical time to get to even spend a few seconds with him. But Gene Winfield built all of the future stuff that you saw in Back to the Future 2. The future police car, which is on display at the Peterson right now. And also the Texaco car that Rusty has hanging.
Rusty's got.
I could have bought that car for like $3,000, and I passed it up, and I was like, I don't want that. What am I going to do with it? It's just, you know, which was supposed to be a Ferrari. So if you're ever in Jackson, Tennessee, make sure to stop at Rusty's.
Definitely.
Yeah. Have you ever like ridden it? Does it run?
Oh no, it's like you can't steer.
Oh,
like no matter what you do, you can't steer. It's just sitting on there. It's basically a shoe that just goes over the top of the motorcycle. And if you notice in the movie, they pull them straight into the court thing. So they only drive straight. You know?
Okay.
I mean, I imagine you could fake it for a while leaning, but eventually you'd need to use the steering wheel. And
making a U-turn is going to be impossible.
Yeah.
Well, right behind you is a DeLorean time machine. Imagine that.
It's Videobob's tour car number 5.
This
is actually the 5th one that you built. Isn't
this is the 5th car. That's true. And you know, it's been here. It's been used. You let people take pictures in this car.
Absolutely. We encourage people when they come to the museum to get photos, and we're not like a dinner theater where we snap a shot of you in a vehicle and then go, okay, that'd be $20. We charge $10 for a sitting fee, and then we use your camera. We take 10 or 15 shots from different angles, close up together.
All the pictures you want.
So that way you can throw them on social media, print them out, and it gives people an experience to actually be in a vehicle that they've loved since, you know, childhood.
Yeah, well, you know, this is my 5th car. We're building our 30th car right now. Yeah. So this car I built, I think, I want to say 2010 or 2011. 2011. So we've done a lot of cars since then, done a lot of upgrades. We're going to probably be refurbishing this car a little bit because it's just getting, it's had about 10,000 butts in the seat.
Yeah.
So.
It needs it.
But man, you know.
It's held up well though.
It's probably one of the most, you know, top 5. You know, where would you rank this car in the collection?
Oh, it's definitely always in the top 5.
Yeah. You got to see the DeLorean time machine. You can't not. Yeah. Now what you need is an Ecto. So this little thing behind me is called an Owosso Pulse. They only made, what, 250 of them or something, right?
347.
347, okay. They were made up in like Canada, I think. Was it? Something like that. Anyway, it's based on a Honda Goldwing, and they put this thing on there, and when it came out, it was supposed to get 100 miles a gallon. And I've been in love with this vehicle for a long time. I've always wanted one. And I just think they're cool. And the thing looks like the cockpit of a jet, but it's a motorcycle. Now, you saw a couple of these rolling around in Back to the Future 2. And I don't know, I just thought it was a cool car. I wanted to show it to you. It wasn't in a movie. He just has it in here because it's neat. Mutt cuts from Dumb and Dumber. I know this was featured in the Walmart commercial because...
oh, yeah, because we had to put all the hydraulics in the back. And it was kind of traumatic for it, but the studio took care of us afterwards. Now these are from the ice scenes when they're racing, the Ice Charger, and that's actually Scott.
Now
Eastwood.
I haven't seen the movie because I haven't watched any of them, but my buddy Tavarish bought the orange Lamborghini that was in that scene, and he just rebuilt it and repainted it. So
I was offered that car. I was very scared of it.
I think they wanted like 80 for it.
Yeah,
and
70, 80.
Yeah, he's put a lot of money in it.
It was really cool, but it was just like it's funny because it was a Lamborghini that looked like a Lamborghini kit car.
Yeah, well, you know, if you've seen Tavarish's channel, you'll see that it was. They had replaced the front and rear bumpers with fake parts, and just he's put a lot of time and effort into it. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you love the Fast and Furious, make sure to go check out Tavarish and Wrenching every day.
Oh yeah,
and he's working on that car. So I like this. Now that is a sexy car. I would drive that.
This is actually Dennis and Speedcore put this together for Fast and Furious 8. It's Ice Charger. It's actually all-wheel drive. It's mid-engine because it's
like a turbine in the back or something. Huh?
Well, it's actually got an LS3 that starts like right here and goes that way. And then
what's the rig on the back?
Those are props.
So simulated turbine.
Yeah, it's got a a jet engine.
I guess I should watch the movie, huh?
Yeah, come check this out real quick.
Let's see. Yeah.
This is actually an EMP, which was part of the gag for the deal. Then you got your fuel cell and the jet engine. The exhaust actually comes out on the side, on the other side, and actually shoots flames.
Wow, this thing is badass.
It's wide. 1968 Charger. About as wide body as you can get.
Fuel cell. So this is like a legitimate, like APU kind of a, whatever this thing is. This is a prop.
Yeah.
This is a real thing, isn't it? Or no? Oh wow. Crazy. Uh-oh.
They cracked it. And there's the exhaust. And that's why it cracked, because it got so hot.
So much torque. I like this. I'm gonna have to watch this movie. I like the taillights too.
You know what's also interesting about their ice racing? This right here was Scott Eastwood. That's Clint Eastwood's son.
Really?
He's in the movie. And he kind of like takes over the younger, cockier guy for Fast and Furious 8.
I heard he was killed in Eastwood Ravine. No, it's Back to the Future joke. Never mind.
If you look this car over, you'd never believe that it only has 3,000 miles on it. This is actually a pre-production model that was supplied by Subaru.
Ah, cool. I don't hate it. Just for the record, I hate Mustangs, but you know, that's just me. Not a lot of people love Mustangs.
Yeah, Mustang's a big thing for us because there are a lot of movie car Mustangs. That's for sure.
I think Ford has pushed really heavily to get the Mustang. You know,
Absolutely.
There's an old story about Back to the Future. Ford wanted the Time Machine to be a Mustang, and Bob Gale refused. He said, "Look, Doc Brown doesn't drive an effing Mustang. It's going to be a DeLorean, and that's the deal." And they missed out on millions of dollars, but they just weren't going to do it. You know, I'm glad they didn't. Can you imagine the Time Machine was a Fox body Mustang from '84?
No, I love a Fox body Mustang.
But come on, man.
Not as the Time Machine.
My job would suck.
This Mustang up here was the only surviving one from I Am Legend.
Okay.
This was the car that Will Smith drove, and actually there was about 20 more minutes of Mustang driving in the film. But eventually the director was like, "Listen, this film's looking like a Mustang commercial. We're gonna have to cut a lot of this out."
Yeah.
So they cut a bunch. They gave him 6 real Shelby GTs, and the first day of filming, he was out there driving, and they learned that he could drive a 6-speed, but he couldn't act and drive at the same time with the dog sitting next to him. So Galpin Ford Gas out in California, Ford sent them everything for the Shelby, and they put this car together for him out of a GT, and then they drove it from LA to New York, and this is the only automatic Shelby.
I guess this is just your car?
Yeah.
I could never drive this. How do you fit in there?
Barely.
Like, I mean, you and I are about the same size, but I'm just not as limber.
Yeah.
I guess I cannot drive a Lotus. Like, I would need like lube to get in that thing. Love this little Mini. Does this use anything, or just got it because it's cool?
No, it just came in this.
It's loaded in the trailer.
There we go.
It's a right-hand drive. It's proper. You need to, maybe make it into one of those, one of the cars from, what is the Italian Job or something,
yeah.
Or maybe.
I was thinking about maybe Scooby doing it because it's about the right color.
Or you could do, what's his name? The Austin Powers. You could do Austin Powers.
Austin Powers or Bean.
Oh yeah, that's the Bean.
That's the Bean.
Just put a Union Jag on the top, and lots of memorabilia. Anything super special about any of these things?
The only thing cool for Fast and Furious people here, the Redline clapperboard. Redline was the original shooting
working title
for it. Yeah, and it's signed by Paul Walker and the director.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, you got a whole
seat toppers. These were used in the stunt cars, the stunt Jettas, to simulate Sparco seats for the first film because it was so low budget that they had to.
They had to fake them.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, I think that just about does it for the Velvet collection.
Celebrity Car Museum, Branson, Missouri.
Celebrity and movie cars.
There it
the
is.
Fast and Furious, featuring huge murals from America's.
I gotta say, you got a hell of a collection here.
Thank you, sir.
Scotty.
We still haven't. Next time you'll have to come by the warehouse.
The warehouse?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about a warehouse.
They got a warehouse too.
Where's the warehouse?
I've got cars strewn all over this town.
Well, I have seen some at like some of the other attractions.
Yeah. We lease some of them out, but I've got a few over at Mom's house. I've got a few out at the warehouse. They're just kind of like.
Well, I think we've been over to the warehouse. Where you had that black beanie. Is that the warehouse you're talking about?
No, we just got
That was
a new
the storage?
one. Yeah.
What's in the warehouse?
Let's see. I got Wayne's World 2 convertible. I've got more cars from Twister. I've got the down in the parking lot down there. I've got the Toys R Us car that George Barris built. It's called the Jeffrey Mobile.
Okay, this video isn't over.
It's not.
I was wrapping it up.
Oh.
Where's the Lamborghini?
It's at Lamborghini of St. Louis.
Oh, I was going to say, let's get in the Lamborghini and go over to the warehouse.
Ah.
All right, we got to go to the warehouse.
From other
What's
movies.
this blue van? That's the cable guy van down there?
Yeah, that's the cable guy
And,
van.
and another Twister vehicle?
GMC from Twister, yeah.
Wow.
And then we've got the Toys R Us trailer down there. It's got the Jeffrey Mobile in it. And then there's also the mobile Graceland trailer down there.
Wow. The cable. See the cable guy? That's cool.
Yeah, I like the cable guy.
You were running out of room for stuff. This car.
This is Larry King's car. Him and Sean bought this car. His young wife, that I guess his 7th wife, that I just heard last night they're getting a divorce.
Wow.
So it's probably because they didn't have this car anymore.
So he was driving around in this Quattro Audi. This is a V12, right?
W12, yeah.
W12. Oh. Now you're next to Legends. There's a Blues Brothers Monaco there.
Yeah.
And so, when people come here, they can plan a whole day where they can come and see the cars, go to Legends.
Get some donuts at Hertz Donuts.
Yeah, Hertz Donuts. I love that. That's funny. Lots of parking, free parking. And we're going to roll over to the crib, check out some cool cars. We were just talking about some of the TV stuff we do, and a lot of people recognize me from this TV show called The Act on Hulu because they use my DeLorean time machine. And what was her name? Gypsy Rosley?
Gypsy Rose.
Yeah,
Gypsy Rose.
that's what the show is about. So, what the scene they were recreating that I was in with the DeLorean is something that actually happened here, right? It was called VisionCon.
VisionCon. Yeah, we have a con here in Branson and Springfield called VisionCon. And I go to it every year and take cars. And one year I took the DeLorean. And so I was watching the show and I saw a DeLorean. I was like, oh, that's me. And then I saw Videobob standing next to it. And I was like, Videobob's playing me on that.
Yeah, so basically in the actual real life VisionCon con that Gypsy Rosley went to and took a picture in the DeLorean time machine, which was his time machine that I built.
Yeah, you built, yeah.
So in the show, I'm basically portraying you.
Right. And I'm showing your car.
So they had to rent a replica of my car to play my car so that I could play you.
It's like a paradox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole universe is... but what I'm wondering is there an actual picture of that chick in my car? We got to find out.
I don't know. You'd find it here in this area, though.
This is a Chevette. So you're telling me this is the defense car?
This is the defense car.
From falling down.
Falling down, yeah.
So this was...
They rented it a long time ago from Cinema Vehicle Services, and then Planet Hollywood wound up with it, and it wound up in one of their locations forever. And but it was rented for many different.
Now, doesn't Scott make? Doesn't Travis make a defense plate? You need to put that on there.
I know, and I've got them.
I kind of want this car.
It's really kind of cool. We actually when we got it.
Was it this beat up when you got it, or did you do this?
Yeah, when we got it all running. We put new exhaust, new tires, everything on it, so it actually fires up, runs, and drives.
We had a Chevette. We had a white one. Used to ride around it. Oh, what a piece of shit.
I know.
What's this blue car?
This actually is a Fast and Furious car. I'm trying to place where it is in Fast and Furious, but more recently with the blue and the crazy loud blue interior, it was used in a Netflix movie, and I can't remember what the movie was, but
this movie is the older I get, the more I identify with this guy in that movie. So he just left it on the highway. Now, was there more than one? Do you know?
There's only one that I know of, but you know, with movies they usually have a backup.
Wow, that's great. Last tagged in '95. So this is Danny Glover's police car from Lethal Weapon 3. It's just an old box Caprice. And oh, what is this?
This is Jim Carrey's car from The Mask, the one that he kicks apart on the bridge, and it's got all of the stuff where it's like the springs to shoot the doors off.
Oh wow.
He literally, the purpose of this car was to sit on the bridge and have him kick it apart.
I haven't watched The Mask in a long time. I'm gonna have to go watch it. Whoa. What's this bike?
That's Mel Gibson's bike from Lethal Weapon 3. The one where he goes and chases the guy.
I was hoping it was a Chips bike.
Oh, that would be even better. So that's why I don't want that.
I'm guessing this was hanging somewhere. So is this a Planet Hollywood hanger?
Yeah, this was hanging in New York.
Wow.
But look here, instead of the
the cup holder
dispenser, they got the cup holder.
Yeah,
and
the cup holder. Now, didn't they take one of these?
This is the one that they did the Thelma and Louise off the cliff.
Yeah. I remember they took one of these cars and they made it into the Good Burger, though, didn't they?
Yeah. One of the Wayne's World cars was made into a Good Burger car.
Josie and the Pussycats, eh?
And this has been used in a lot of other things. I actually think this was used in a couple of Disney movies.
I like the teardrop back here. You know, I've got a '66 one of these vans sitting in my shop.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. You'd probably be better off just making another
mystery machine.
Make another mystery machine out of it. Wow.
A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the screen used stuff, they have like inventory.
No, I recognize that. My Night Rider 4000 car has that tag on it.
Yeah.
Or has one of those Cinema Vehicle Services tags.
Yeah.
They just ran around with
that's kind of just a universal thing. Like
Yeah.
All the different.
They have a Brother label printer and they just
slam them out. Exactly. And what it coincides with an inventory list or a key list.
Yeah. Nice. It's a Fleetwood. It's starting to rain.
Elvis Presley's limo.
What?
That MGM gave Elvis to drive when he was there filming films. It's a '67, and they brought it up to his house, and they were like, "Here you go. Here's your driver." And he said, "I drive myself." And so I actually have a photo of Elvis driving this limo. Now, when he was done after 3 years, he gave this car back to MGM. And Charles Bronson used it in The Mechanic.
Wow. I would drive this.
It is sick. Believe it or not, Counts Customs tried to get it.
Really?
Yeah.
So Danny wanted it. I don't blame him.
Danny wanted it. Well, because I think that's his birth year.
Look at that. We got lights.
I think it's his birth year.
Why did you open that? We could have just walked over here.
Yeah, but it's not as dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do this. I would drive this. I love a nice land yacht. Love me some Elvis. Just the thought of Elvis's butt sitting in that seat.
When he should be in the back.
Yeah, he farted in this seat. I guarantee you. Oh, I'm driving my limo. Just had a peanut butter banana sandwich. All right, now, what do you say about this? This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's True Lies jet.
Yep, that's the jet, and that's the Speed cockpit that they used for the scenes in Speed.
Oh, from Speed.
Yeah.
Just got him sitting out here.
25-25.
Wow.
The jet actually has like the ejection seat and full instrumentation, and this was used when he was taking off before the cockpit was all shot up.
Yeah. That's awesome. And this, so that's the Speed bus, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, like totally. Wow, number 33. That's cool. They should make a Speed 2. That'd be cool.
There is a Speed 2.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
I had no, I was just kidding.
Well,
I guarantee it sucked.
It did. Well, it had Sandra Bullock, but it just didn't have the main guy.
I'm a dumbass. They should make Speed 2. They did.
They did.
Why do you have a giant, like, Kennedy head?
Because they didn't have a Ronald Reagan head.
Back and to the left. Back and to too soon. Too soon. All right, we're back here. So we went for a ride. We went to the storage. Went to the house. Looked at some of the other cars that nobody's ever got to see in any tour.
That's true.
Things that may or may not make it into the museum. And you know, even if you're a super cheapskate and you don't even pay to get in, you can just look at the stuff in the parking lot.
There's a lot. Mom says I give away too much.
You give away too much out here. But if you come into the gift shop, you could get one of the license plates like you've seen on any of the vehicles. Tons of toys. But if you're going to come all the way out here, you might as well get a ticket, go inside and check out all the cars. And you can see the Videobob time machine.
That's right. That's one of our main attractions.
It is. What you need next is a wax figure of me standing next to it.
Absolutely.
We might actually have to do, people are going, who's this asshole in the suspenders next to this car?
Why do you have a thing of Ming right there?
Why is Ming the Merciless standing next to the time machine? All right, hey, I'm Videobob. This is probably the longest video I've done in a long time. Scott Velvet, the Velvet Car Collection. It's a must-see, whether or not you're traveling across the United States or this is your destination. Make the trip to Branson, come check out the cars. You'll thank me later. And the collection's always changing. You never know what's going to be in there. So come check it out. I'm Videobob. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more videos like this. I'll see you on the next video.